It's been a tough Christmas season for a family from Newton, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
The Goldstein family, Matthew and Lila, and their two daughters, Valerie and Violet, were found.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, deceased in their New Hampshire vacation home.
Awful.
And it's just, it's a tragic reminder about this silent danger that lurks in so many homes.
Right.
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
Um, we think about it and we're like, well, that'll never happen to me. But,
Right.
the truth is that carbon monoxide poisoning is more common than you think.
It is.
So we're gonna deep dive into this a little bit and talk about, why this happens, but more importantly,
Yeah.
how you can prevent it.
Right.
So, maybe we can start with just like, what exactly is carbon monoxide? I think people hear about it,
Yeah.
but they may not fully understand.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you hear about it, but maybe you don't really understand it until it affects you.
Right.
So carbon monoxide is a gas, and the scary thing about it, the dangerous thing about it, is you can't smell it.
Right.
You can't taste it.
You can't see it.
Can't see it.
Yeah.
It's produced by the incomplete burning of fuels.
Oh.
So that can be anything, gasoline, wood, propane.
Right. So anything we're burning in our house.
Yeah. So like your furnace or your
Fireplace. Right.
water heater, gas stoves, anything like that.
Yeah.
If it's not burning completely, it's going to release carbon monoxide instead of carbon dioxide.
And carbon dioxide is the relatively harmless.
Relatively harmless, yeah.
Yeah.
It can be harmful in other ways, but as far as, a relatively small amount.
Right. It's not going to kill you in your house, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. So what are we talking about here? Like, how many people are affected by this every year?
I think that the numbers are pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Over 20,000 people end up in the ER
Wow.
every year because of carbon monoxide poisoning.
And so tell me a little bit more about the Goldstein family. What happened there?
So it seems that, this is all pending investigation.
Yeah.
But it seems like a malfunctioning propane heating system might have been the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really concerning is there were no carbon monoxide detectors found in the home.
And I think that's probably the scariest part of this whole thing is that, it really could happen to any of us
Yeah.
if we're not taking the proper precautions.
Right.
So it sounds like, carbon monoxide detectors are really like our first line of defense here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like you have a smoke detector.
Right.
You need a carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah. And I've got to admit, I used to think that they were just another gadget.
Right.
Cluttering at my wall, another thing to beep at me.
Sure.
But, I've changed my tune on that. And I think they're so important. And hearing stories like this really just drives home the point that it's really not worth the risk.
No, not at all.
So let's talk about prevention.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously detectors are key, but what should people be looking for?
Okay, so there are a few options out there.
Yeah.
You've got your basic battery-powered detectors, and those are going to be the most affordable.
Right.
Then there's plug-in detectors with digital readouts, and those will actually show you the carbon monoxide level, which can be helpful. And then now there are even smart detectors.
Oh, wow.
That can send alerts right to your phone.
So, I mean, there's really a detector out there for everyone, no matter your tech comfort level.
Exactly.
That's great.
Whatever works for you.
But even with detectors, I imagine regular maintenance of heating systems is important, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, like in the Goldstein's case, could a simple checkup have prevented this?
It's very possible, yeah.
Wow.
Think of it like a car tune-up. Preventative care can save lives,
Yeah.
both in your car and your home.
Right.
Having your heating system inspected annually by a qualified technician can catch potential problems before they turn deadly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's a small investment for
Yeah.
potentially huge peace of mind.
Right. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to think that the Goldstein story could have had a different ending
Yeah.
had they taken these precautions.
Absolutely.
But their tragedy can be a powerful lesson for all of us.
It really can. And it underscores the importance of not becoming complacent.
Right.
Even if you have detectors, test them regularly, make sure they're working properly,
Right.
replace the batteries as needed.
Right.
It's a small effort that can have life-saving consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So for anyone listening who doesn't have carbon monoxide detectors,
Yeah.
get them today.
Get them today.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
And if you do have them, make sure they're in good working order. It's a small step that could save your life and the lives of your loved ones.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And, it kind of raises an interesting question.
Yeah.
Should there be stricter building codes requiring detectors in all homes? Could public awareness campaigns help prevent similar tragedies in the future? These are things we need to consider as a society.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not just about individual responsibility. It's
Right.
about creating a culture of safety
Absolutely.
and awareness. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from this tragic event.
Yeah.
A reminder that we all have a role to play in preventing future tragedy.
For sure.